What's up, YouTube? Today I thought it would be cool to talk about Melee Cleaves since they're so relevant within the meta right now. There's so many like Warrior Demon Hunters, Warrior Death Knights, Windwalker Demon Hunters, Windwalker whatever, right? Like whatever. There's so many different double melee teams, and I thought it would be cool to kind of talk about how to deal with that, kind of more from the general sense as opposed to just Arcane Mage. I'll point out a few things that I do use Arcane Mage wise, but we're going to be playing against a I think this is like a 2250 TSG with a Shaman. So TSG with a Shaman is actually like the hardest version of TSG for a Mage to beat because they're just so durable. Like all of them are really hard to kill. And our goal throughout this match is really going to be trying to kill the Restoration Shaman. We're just going to really tunnel damage into that because Unholy Death Knight has so many ways to survive. Armed Warrior has a overall very hard method, like since they have such a huge passive damage reduction, it's really hard to kill them. So our goal is going to be more so killing this Restoration Shaman right here, right? So we kind of move in, I go off of Invis, and I actually sit this whole Invis because we're waiting for Seth to get his damage ramped up. We're going to be doing a lot of damage on a swap. We're going to see if the Earth Shield gets put onto the Unholy Death Knight, but this Restoration Shaman does not fall for it, and he does actually end up getting that Earth Shield whenever we go for the full swap. He's running around the pillar, but we do get an in-cap off or paralysis, so that means that I'm able to open on him. And as you can see, like these guys are about to start killing me, but we did get a really nice mass invis into clone onto the warrior, right? So their team is going to take a little bit longer to start onto me and try to kill me because we've gotten some nice CC out. We have the in-cap paralysis, and we do go for a Mark of a Lunith into Arcane Orb, Arcane Power, Presence of Mind, Arcane Blast ×2. And I instantly do, a lot of damage to this guy. We actually get AMC popped instantly. Seth does a lot of damage as well as Touch of Death is rolling, or being very offensive in the beginning, right? So one thing that Melee Cleaves are going to try to do, at least good ones, is they're going to try to disrupt your damage, especially if you're playing Mage, if you're playing something that's more focused on burst, or maybe even like Moonkin Rogue, a comp like that. Like it's really going to be more so about burst. So Melee Cleaves in general are going to try to disrupt you as you try to do that, and then they're going to try to be very tanky and overall just be, trying to put out constant pressure and damage onto you, right? So one thing that's really important as Arcane Mage is knowing, not only Arcane Mage, but everyone in general that's being trained by a Melee Cleave, is that if you are not the healer, you need to be in line of sight of the healer. Like you can't go Rambo across the map or out of range of the healer. Like May's in a very pretty standard position, so I'm gonna be in between my kill target. I'm gonna be in between Melee, right, which is my healer. So he's over there to the left, off at the bottom. And I'm going to be in between. I'm not going to push in very often unless I know that I can get the kill. I can move up to like right about this point right here, but I don't move beyond line of sight. And that's so important for Melee Cleaves is because they will do so much constant pressure on you that it makes it really difficult for you to deal with that if you start messing with your healer, if you start line of sighting your healer. And that's a problem I see so many like lower rated players, that's a mistake I see them make all the time. So be sure to stay in constant line of sight of your healer. Like I never leave line of sight of my healer, and I also have a way to get away from those melee once we get him to pop those defensive cooldowns. So we actually force Spear Link, we force Ascendance, and I'm able to displace out super safely. And I've just got like a warrior on me right now. It's not a huge deal because he's not popping cooldowns. I reflect a polymorph on me, and I actually get about 10% of my life back. I sheep the warrior, force the shaman to come around the pillar and dispel him, which is really handy. So he does come around the pillar. He comes into line of sight of both me and Seth again, since I'm peeling him, right? I'm peeling that warrior, and he gets dispelled and all that. So right about here, you see that they connect onto myself. I actually frost over them, move a little bit far away. I'm still not line of sighting my healer. And we get some nice damage. We force out Trinket, which is the last defensive cooldown that this Restoration Shaman has. I don't have to force or commit behind the pillar because we're not going for a kill right now. We're just forcing enemy cooldowns, and then we do end up getting that. I do walk around the pillar there because I have displacement ready, so I actually just come right behind the pillar. We end up killing the Restoration Shaman right there and then, no problems, right? So I was never in any problems there. I never had to use my Trinket because they just weren't, they could not really deal with me. I was never in any really dangerous situations, and they were actually trying to kill me the whole time. But since I was able to kite efficiently, I was able to stay in line of sight of my healers or my healer, and then also like not be overcommitted, because that's what Melee Cleaves are going to look to punish. If I'm able to do that, then it's going to look pretty bright for me. And I think that that's something that you can look towards doing whenever you are playing against double melee, is that You're going to want to know when they're doing damage to the highest level. They're popping their battle cries, their metamorphosis, their serenity, their gargoyle, whatever it is, and then you can kind of play around that, know that they're doing more damage, and it's like their turn to win the game. So that's what you want to kind of be more defensive, and then you can be offensive but not too crazy, and kite well, right? So if you learn all those things, then you are going to be in a pretty good position to win the game. And I think that since Melee Cleaves are so relevant right now, it's a good topic to talk about. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to check out my full Arcane Mage guide, I did just release that yesterday. It's on my website, cartoons.tv, the first link in the description for you to check out. It's a full overall Arcane Mage guide, and if you guys are looking for guides on specific classes, like to the fullest amount, let me know down in the comments below of like which class you would like to see a guide made for, and I'll be sure to work on that. So thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all tomorrow.